Hi, I'm Christina, and this is going to be about my favourite books of 2020. I'm going to start with my fifth favourite and then work my way towards my absolute favourite, the number one spot. So, my fifth favourite book of the year is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. So this is a mystery slash historical fiction book, and it's about an author who invites over our protagonist to stay with her while she writes her biography. So this is a story about families, particularly about siblings. It's about relationships, about love, about grief, and it's a beautifully written book, and it's just such an evocative story. I really enjoyed this one, and I would highly recommend you read it. So, my fourth favourite book of the year is The Perfect Child by Lucinda. This is a psychological thriller, and it's about a couple who adopt a child who has been abandoned. Now, this child is very disturbed. It's told through three different perspectives: the adoptive mother, the adoptive father, and the social worker. Overall, this is a very intense book. It's both dark and disturbing, and it's a truly captivating story. I still think about things that happen in this book, and it's been almost 6 months since I've read it. So it's going to stay with you for a long time. Now, I will say there are some trigger warnings that are associated with this book, so I will leave those down in the description box in case you need to check that out. So my third favourite book of the year is Recursion by Blake Crouch. This is a science fiction book. It imagines a time where people are experiencing memories of a life which they have never lived, a phenomenon being called false memory syndrome. It's about a police officer and a neuroscientist who start working together. Now, this is a very complex and mind-twisting story, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It takes you on quite the wild ride. Now, it also has a very quiet love story running through it, which I think really gives it a lot of heart. And sometimes I think that can be lacking in science fiction. So this one was wonderful. It is definitely my favourite science fiction book of 2020. And yeah, I would highly recommend you read this one. So my second favourite book of the year is The Lost Man by Jane Harper. This is a mystery set in Australia. It's about three brothers, one of which has recently died in suspicious circumstances. Now, this is definitely a character-driven story. The focus is placed on this one family, and we explore the relationships between the brothers and their mother, and between the brothers and their spouses and their children. Now, each of the characters is really well developed, and I found it so easy to connect to these characters. I genuinely really cared about what happened to them. And Jane Harper's writing style is absolutely beautiful. It is so atmospheric. She actually transports you to this very isolated part of the Australian outback, and it feels as if you are there. This is hands down my absolute favourite mystery of 2020, and I think it's wonderful. So my absolute favourite book of the year is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail, Honeyman. This is a contemporary novel. Eleanor is a woman who has never fit in with people throughout her life, and we follow her on her journey to being accepted by other people and by herself. This is a brilliant book. It made me both laugh and cry, and no book has ever done both before now. It's a story about friendship, kindness, loneliness, love and grief, and it's just absolutely brilliant. It is so wholesome, so charming, and so heartwarming. I have thought about this book since I've read it, and I think I'm going to be thinking about it for a very long time into the future, and that is why it's my absolute favourite book of 2020. It's a story that has genuinely stayed with me. I genuinely think about it even now. So those are my 5 best books of 2020. In 5th place is a historical fiction / mystery. 4th place is a psychological thriller. 3rd place is science fiction. 2nd place is a mystery, and 1st place is a contemporary novel. Please do let me know your thoughts if you have read any of these books. I'd love to chat to you about it down in the comments. And definitely let me know, what is your favourite book of 2020? So thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you'd like to see more of me talking about books. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.